Good morning, my name is Marla, and I represent Osborne Books and More. Quick question, how old are your readers? My little reader, he's 8 years old, and I homeschool him and teach him how to read. My son Isaac, he loves dinosaur books and magic books, and he loves playing. His favorite pastime is to play. He struggles to get into the routine of reading and doing some work, and he even tells you, I don't want to work. I just don't want to work. So what do you do? What do you do when your child is reluctant to do anything at home? First, let me tell you a little story. This is a story about me. When I was 7 years old, my parents got divorced, and they split up, and we went from private school to public school. When that happened, academics slid down for me. It's really sad when you are smart and you're very bright and you have no help in school. And you look up to these adults who are teaching you, and they really have no clue. So in third grade, I went from a parochial school to a public school, and I remember, I don't remember anything in third grade, other than the fact that I was wetting my pants. Yep. But then in fourth grade, when I was ready to start learning my grammar and learning more in-depth reading, I remember one thing that I asked the teacher, and that one thing was what made me say, you know what, this is bullshit. So I asked the teacher, how do I find the implied main idea? And the teacher pretty much said, it's right in there. It's right in there. You just gotta find it. And I'm thinking, what? I'm here asking you because I can't find it. I don't understand it. And you're telling me that I just gotta find it and look into it? Right there, I'm like, I gave up. Then in fifth grade, they put me in a class, and the teacher, all she did was eat breakfast all day long. And we did nothing at all that year. Fifth grade was like a blur. Then in sixth grade, it's like I was pushed one level back. I had a gap. And so from sixth grade on, I didn't do much in school. I didn't really care about school. I said, you know what? When I graduate, and I did, I will figure it out. And I did, but it took me 30 years to figure that out, to become proficient and to become the reader I was meant to be. And now I'm able to read and comprehend and teach my son to read. And I'm here to tell you that my mission in life is to inspire, educate, and motivate parents to be proactive in their children's life. If you're here for the first time, we have a wide range of books that I'm gonna share with you today. Actually, I'm not gonna share them all with you today. I'm just gonna share with you a few, and that you're gonna just absolutely fall in love with. I've seen this week the power that UBAM has for women and children and families, and how Osborne Books and More has empowered many of these women and families to take back what they lost, or take back their education in more ways than one. So today, I want you to take out a piece of paper and just jot down a few of the selections that I'm going to share here today, and some tips that I will be sharing. And if you like what I do and you are inspired by my video, please comment below and let me know. And because I'd like to know what impact I have on others. And if you're interested in the business and you'd like to impact literacy too, and make a little money on the side, please let me know too, and I will send you some information and talk to you later. Thank you, and without further ado, let me introduce you to the wonderful world of Osborne Books and More. It started with Peter Osborne, and in 1970s when his daughter Nicola was born. This was Nicola Osborne, and she is a guinea pig for her father's company. She got to read all of his books. And this is Jenny Tyler. She is Osborne Publishing Company's director. She reads all the books, and no book leaves the publishing company until she gives the okay. And Peter Osborne, he wanted to make knowledge irresistible. He wanted to make books wantable. That was a word Osborne invented. He wanted to make books that were simple and interesting, and they took the fear out of difficult subjects. He wanted to be unapologetic and have them give energy and playfulness and humor. So in 1970, when he got a promotion with his previous company, he said, "You know what? I really don't want that promotion. I want to start my own company." And so that's where Osborne Books. So he started with the That's Not My series. This is a very legendary series and a very clever book for toddlers to learn how to read and preschoolers to perfect their trade. The That's Not My series, we have 66 books in this series currently, or is it 60? I always get these statistics wrong. But this touchy-feely books is very popular and one of the most top-selling books now. And this is one of our newest titles. It's called That's Not My Flamingo. It's touchy-feely and it's delightful, and the pictures are bright. It has different textures. My son just read this, and he is reading, but when he doesn't read, I let him read the touchy-feely books because it gives them confidence. It gives babies and toddlers the ability to turn the page. It's thick, and one thing I know for sure is you want to start young. You want to start early. The books are designed to develop sensory and language awareness in babies and toddlers, and they're gonna just love turning the pages. And not only that, but it's interactive. And if you have those wiggly little people on your laps, you just ask them to find the mouse on every page, and it makes it fun. So here's a mouse. And this is one of my favorite books. Peter Osborne was just absolutely brilliant in using a negative, which you're not supposed to do in books, to inspire readers to read. Babies need books, and because they're constantly learning and they want to know how things work and turn pages. So it's an absolute must if you start your kids as early as when they're born. You're giving them a big advantage in life, and you're doing them a favor. Learning to read is just decoding words, and babies need words and books, and they need you to talk to them. And what better way than to inspire them to talk to you by reading books? This is Sally Rippins, her new book that I was getting her autograph for my son. So we've been reading her book since my son was in kindergarten, and she writes for beginner readers and struggling readers. The words in her Hey Jack and Billy series are big letterings, and all her books have dark highlights on them like that, and all her books have delightful illustrations of her characters. All her books teach about friendship and happiness and emotions. I highly recommend these books for your little readers. They will fall in love with Sally Rippins, like I did and my son has. Okay, the next book that I want to share with you is The Wizard of Oz. This new series that I'm about to share with you is all about Felix. Felicity Brooks and Frankie Allen are brilliant authors. Everyone has feelings, and this book will surely inspire you to help your children learn and discover their own feelings and how to talk about them. Okay, now this is a new book, and this is a jungle playpad, and it's for younger than other playpads. But my son, who's 8, he just discovered mazes, and this is his first activity. So it's a really good book. It has a combination of coloring and activities. Here's another one. My son loves drawing. Here's another one. And these are perfect for church. So if you have those wiggly little kids who just need to be active and whatever, you could take these to church and let them doodle and color and just entertain themselves so they don't bug. Brand new sticker books, and we actually have little sticker books that are smaller than this. They're about this size, and they're just perfect to slide in your pockets and take them to travel. We also have this Build Your Own Dragon sticker book, and it has you build 11 fiercest, most powerful dragons from the land of Ravenhold. Find the right sticker in the back and place them to complete your collection. So it teaches them how to follow instructions and how to put the sticker in the right place. I think it's fun. It's not just a toy, but it's a creative learning way because they have to read and they have to follow the instruction. Look at those stickers. So these stickers, you're going to find the page and build your own dragon. Perfect. I love it. Okay, journals. Journals generate interest. Osborne has you write your own journals. The new titles are Write Your Own Poems and Sci-Fi and Fantasy Stories. And Kate Miller Brooks has also journals. And this one, actually this is not a Kate Miller, it's an Osborne. This is Stargazer's journal. And it's meant to do more than just journaling. It's meant to inspire and beautifully illustrated and has plenty of space to take your own notes and sketches. But it also teaches. And so look at this. So you could sit out there underneath the stars with your kids and talk about our wonderful universe. We not only have the best Osborne books, but we also have Kane Miller books. And Kane Miller books was started 30 years ago. Osborne, UBAM, Osborne Books and More was started 10 years ago. This is Randall White, the man who brought Osborne Books and More to the United States. Literacy tips that I learned this week that we can all do with our children to help them learn and grow and make memories. Number 1, maximize love and manage stress. When you maximize your love and you manage your stress, your kids will be calmer and more still and be able to learn more effectively. Attitudes are caught, not taught. So if you want to teach your children how to have good habits, you're going to have to start having good habits. Kids, it's not remember that saying that says, do as I say, not as I do? That's where it comes from. Talk, sing, point. Explore, movement. So when you're reading a book, dramatize it for your kids. Alma had heard this many times from her uncle, from her teachers, and especially from the mayor. When Alma peered into the trees, she saw flashes of bright colors and heard birds whistling songs that made her heart feel it had wings. Read and discuss stories with your children. Double Felix. I don't reply. Instead, I keep myself busy sticking exactly 22 pens and pencils into the soil at the bottom of Miss Lovejoy's fiddle leaf from fern plant. Monica, can you please call Bill Fisher? Fisher, says Miss Lovejoy. Monica is another lady from the office. She must have come down to see why everyone is shouting. Bill Fisher is the school maintenance man. Nobody does so much as think about changing a light bulb at Scribbly Gum Primary School without Bill Fisher's permission. Tell him that we need him here immediately. It is an emergency. And tell him to bring a screwdriver and maybe a saw or an axe. Do we have an axe? An axe? What is she planning on using that for? I pull all of the books off the shelves behind Miss Lovejoy's desk and put them back in pairs that have the same color on the spine. 2 red, 2 blue, 2 yellow, 2 white, 2 green, 2 red, 2 white. It looks much better now. Delightful little book. Stories make memories that watching and sitting down to watch TV and chew gum just don't do. So this is Double Felix, and he's an 11-year-old boy. Felix, life revolves around the number 2. Very delightful book. This is The Climbers, and it's a story about friendship and triumphing over fear. Okay, so my son yesterday picked this book up, and he said, "Oh, Mom, I think this is my new book. I really like this book." And It's really easy to read. So if your kids are just beginning to read, just grab a picture book, grab a hardcover book, and let them read the words on the top. It's very short, very easy, and the pictures and illustrations are gorgeous. Oh, and if he fatigues while he's reading, each page has 4 mini books to pull out and read. Really, really cool and delightful. Look. I think this is very brilliant. So there's 4 in the series. So you have colorful cars, emergency opposites, building shapes, count around town. I really do think that UBAM makes books for me because some of these titles are not just for kids to learn how to read and learn emotions and fears and fear and different issues that we face, but I think it's for adults too. This one right here is Cautious Chameleon. Aren't we all sometimes cautious? So in this book, Cautious Chameleon didn't want to stand out, but being the same doesn't always feel right. Explore these first-time feelings with Cautious Chameleon and friends. There's 3 other books in the series, and it's an easy book. So actually, this is like a level run. You could use these to get your kids to start reading books. See the big letters? Easy, easy, easy. And then it has the colors. So let me read to you. Cautious Chameleon didn't want to stand out. Cautious Chameleon was scared to be different. Haven't you felt like you don't want to be different and you just want to follow the crowd? What are you afraid of? Just go out there. Be radical. Be different. Be who you are. Grills is the epic series my son loves. He watches You versus Wild in Spanish, and in that series it's very interactive, so you're watching an adventure as it unfolds, and as it's unfolding, it gets your children to pick the adventure that they prefer, whether to eat the larval worm or to eat the termites. And so my son is really into this, and I just discovered that this series is one of the series that we sell. So we have Bear Grylls chapter books, and I'm super excited because it's on my wish list.